Hey everybody, it's Missy with Bella Blvd, and I have another scrapbooking process video for you today. I'm going to be featuring the new Illustrated Faith watercolor set, and these are Shanna's Favorites watercolors, and there are 12 half-inch pans. The colors in this set are so pretty, and it also comes with a brush, and the middle section comes out of this little tin fold-out case, and once you remove all of the papers, all the little pans just slide in those little grooves, and so you have 2 rows of paints, and then the tin folds up really nicely. It's very portable, so this would be easy to take with you. And I'm going to show you all of these colors here. There are very bright, vibrant colors, and I'm going to use these on my layout today. So as you can see there, I'm just opening them up and then sliding them in on the side, and they fit in the little groove there. And it's just a really neat little case. Very cute, very portable. I'm going to put together the brush. All you have to do is screw it together, and you've got a nice brush there. I'm just going to use a smaller brush that I already have in my water here, just to show you a sample of all of these colors. They are so pretty. You've got a yellowish gold color, a really bright, vibrant orange. This pink is my favorite, and then there is a darker, almost reddish pink, a gorgeous royal blue color, and then you've got a navy color, very pretty green, almost lime Kelly green, and then a dark, almost forest green. This color is a golden yellow, and then you have a smoky black and a white. So you've got a nice rainbow variety there. And so for the start of my layout, I'm going to use some cut files, and I've got a variety of feathers here. As you'll see here, what inspired me to use these feathers. I've got some feathers are from a cut file from the cut shop, and some of them are from the Silhouette store. So I'm going to be using the Addison collection, and that feather paper there was what jumped out at me right away when I pulled out all of the papers in this collection, and I thought I want to make more feathers using white cardstock and these really pretty paints. And so I'm doing something very simple here. You really can't mess this up. I am painting the feathers directly on the cardstock while it is still stuck to my Cameo mat. And so then when they dry and I peel the paper up, they're already going to be painted, and it's going to be a lot easier than doing this after I peel them up. And this does not hurt the Cameo mat because I'm not using a ton of water here. And I'm just doing, you know, a little bit darker shading in some areas, lighter shading in some areas, adding a little bit of green to that blue. This is really easy to do, and it did not take a lot of time. So I'm trying to mimic some of the colors that I see in the pattern paper there. So I colored all of the solid feathers, and I'm going to peel this up, and then you can see I've got some other feathers there that are going to have some parts cut out. Look how pretty that is. These colors are so vibrant. I really love them. That pink and that blue have got to be my favorite. And they match the collection. And these colors are very good for blending together, mixing and matching. There's my picture, and it's going to be a color photo, as you can see there. And in my daughter's shirt, she's got some of the pinks and the blues that match this paper perfectly. And so I'm very excited to kind of pull some of the colors out of her shirt to match everything that's in this collection. So I've got the open spot or open spaces on this big feather here, and I want that to be my starting point. So I went through the Addison 6x8 paper pad, and I picked out some of the papers, and as you can see, there's a lot of fun patterns, and then on the backs everything is solid, and so you've got all of those solid colors mixed in with some very cool patterns. And I'm not going to back every single open spot. I'm going to skip and alternate. So I'm going to go through and just pick a couple patterns that I like and then stick them to the back. And this is something that I really like doing with cut files. It's a really good way to get a lot of pattern and a lot of color on your paper without it being too busy and too overwhelming. And so this just takes me a little bit of time, but I'm going to go through. I don't film the entire process because you can kind of see what I did there. So I finished the big feather, and I also did 2 of the smaller feathers with a mix of those papers. Now, to jazz up my white cardstock, I'm going to go back to the watercolors, and I'm going to do a technique that I really love, and it's very easy, and this is the packaging technique. You just take some plastic from some stickers or from something that you got in one of your many scrapbooking collections, and you put some of the paint on there, add a little bit of water, flip it over, and smudge it down. As you can see there, it creates a really cool effect on your paper. And I did not put any gesso or anything like that down first because I did not use a ton of water. I didn't want to go overboard with the mixed media on the background here with the watercolors, so I didn't do anything to my paper. I just did one little splotch of each of those colors, and now I'm going back with some splatters here. I'm just dipping my brush in the water, smudging it onto the paint, and then dipping it back in the water so it's watered down even more, and it splatters really nicely. And so this is just something to give the background some interest, because I'm going to come back in with the feathers and all of these cut files here and sort of use that as my background design. And you can see some of that paint peeking out from behind everything, and that's exactly how I wanted this to look. I like the white space in the cardstock, and so around the edges I'm going to keep everything nice and white and clean, and then where the feathers are, you're going to see a blend of all of those 3 colors. And I'm going to leave a couple of the white open feathers with the pieces cut out. I'm going to leave some of those just as they are with not any pattern papers behind them at all. Because sometimes just doing a white on white effect looks really neat too. So before I do any machine stitching, which is going to happen in just a minute, I want to go ahead and play around with some thread. It's one of my favorite go-to techniques for adding color and texture. And I've just got the coordinating colors here. I've got the hot pink, I've got the royal blue, and I've got some shiny gold. And I'm going to come back in later with some gold splatters, but for now I'm going to use some shiny gold thread there on the right. And it just adds some texture, a little bit of something different. You know, it's not something that's an embellishment that's going to take away from anything. It's just going to add a little bit of color and a little bit of messy interest, I guess you could say. So over here on the left, I'm going to use up the rest of those feathers and just create sort of a little feather cluster. That dark pink one there is from the Paper Pieces package, which is a bunch of die cuts from the Addison collection. I'm going to add some of the blue thread down to that area before I start to stick everything down. So I did a little bit of machine stitching through all of, well, not all of them, through a lot of the feathers. So they're not going to go anywhere, and the rest of them are glued down. I'm going to put my photo on some tissue paper from my stash just to give it a little bit of a border, and then I'm going to use some tidbits, what's left over from my foam adhesive there. I'm using a little bit of Pop Dots, the leftover pieces from Pop Dots, and a little bit of foam there just to give my photo a little dimension. And now I'm coming in with one of the new embellishments that come with the Addison collection, and that is the tabbies. And it's a bunch of fun little tabs and basically tabs. That's why they're called tabbies, but they're really cute to layer in the top of your photo, the side of your photo, lots of different things that you could do with those. And my title is going to be from a quote that I found on Pinterest, and I mix and match here with the fundamental stickers that come with the collection. And I also did some printing out on my computer, and I just used a typewriter font. And then I pulled out some of these tiny text alpha stickers that are in a navy blue, not navy blue, a cross between navy and royal. They match the blue, the darker blue in this collection. And the quote is, "Your wings already exist. All you have to do is fly." And I thought that was really, really appropriate quote. It just seemed to fit my picture and the feathers, and I thought it was really pretty, so I thought I would use that as my title. Now that striped paper that I just put in there is actually some of the washi tape. I know that happened really quickly, but I just adhered it to a piece of scrap white paper and then cut it and then used it as a layering piece just to give a little bit of extra yellow on that side since I've got a lot of blue going on. And then the washi stickers are really cool. I used a couple more. I used a heart and then that little saying underneath the word fly. And then the last thing I'm going to do is come in with some of the Illustrated Faith stamps. And I just pulled some golden yellow ink from my stash, and I'm going to use this really cute arrow. And then I'm going to use the word believe because it goes with my title and my theme. I did add some journaling talking about just what I hope for my daughter's future, and I know that things are going to blossom for her as she gets older. And that's the final layout. I did add the date and a couple of blue enamel dot hearts, but that's the final layout. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you try the watercolors. They are really, really fun, really beautiful, and as you can see, the possibilities are endless with what you can do with them. So let me know if you have any questions about anything that I did today or any of these products, and I hope you check out the Addison collection and the rest of the new collections from Bella Blvd. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great day.